you're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show 'em who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. Of course, I am Mr. Clark Griswold. If you are a first timer to the channel, then welcome. I'm happy to have you here. I have a bunch of new subscribers. I am happy to have all of you guys here. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, give me a quick follow on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. It would be much appreciated. You can send me DMs there or questions there. Okay, guys, listen. Lotto Friday was a hell of a day, okay? I gave you guys 5 plays for Lotto Friday, 5 high conviction plays, high probability plays, okay? And one of them didn't trigger. The other 4 were bangers. You would have made a killing. You would have made your week based off of just one of those trades alone, okay? And let me tell you now, if you guys enjoy the content that I put out, you're enjoying the video, give me a quick thumbs up. It doesn't take long. And if you didn't like it or you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. Let me know why in the comment section so I can fix it for you and everybody else. Okay, so the 5 plays I gave out, CRM was one of them. Okay, salesforce.com. I'm going to go to the daily chart. And I will let you know, if you look up in the top right hand corner of the screen up here, this video right here, I gave out these plays, okay, for you guys to trade on your own for free. I didn't charge anything. There's guys that will charge hundreds and thousands of dollars for giving you guys these setups. Don't fall for any of it, okay? You don't need to pay. It's free. You just need to look for it and you found it, okay? So you stop looking. But don't stop learning. So Salesforce CRM had a 3-1 setup, had an outside bar, this white bar, followed by an inside bar. Inside bars alone are powerful patterns because they show consolidation in a stock. And I always say they act as a spring, and they coil, and they get tighter, and then eventually they just explode to one direction or the other, either for calls or puts, long or short. Okay, but when you have this outside bar where we came all the way up and then all the way back through the previous candle's range, it makes for a very, very powerful, just history shows that it's a powerful candle setup, a pattern. Okay, and that's what we trade off of. We trade off of probabilities. Okay, and there's nothing difficult about it. This will be the easiest strategy you will find to trade with. Okay, there's nothing subjective. You don't have to draw lines that might go here or might go there. Or one guy drew them up here, but yours didn't match up there, so you didn't get in the trade soon enough. We don't have any of that. The candlesticks give us what we need. Okay, so this inside bar, this 3-1 pattern, we take the high of this inside bar, and that's our trigger, or we take the low of this inside bar, and that's our trigger to the downside. The other thing we look for, full time frame continuity, and we had it to the downside, day, week, month, quarterly, yearly, all red. If you want that indicator, go into the indicators on TradingView, type in time frame continuity, and it's made by Boardrider B, okay, and it's free. Okay, there's lots of ones you can choose. That's just the one I use. So again, guys, I gave you this setup, and I gave you the trigger. You could have automated it, or you could have just been watching. But this thing triggered past 204.27. We're in, and we hit at least this target here, and we didn't quite get this one. But this play from here to here was over 100%, and that's with an expiry date of today, the day of the trade. So Friday, March 4th. We got in the trade March 4th. The expiry date was March 4th. I saw a guy on CRM took the trade, but he had this expiry date for the following Friday. He did 50% on it. Now, wouldn't you like 50%? We did over 100 on this thing. Okay, so to see where we could have got in, let's go to the 30-minute chart. And let's go to March 4th, which is right here. Now let's make this just a little bit bigger. March 4th, here we go. 30-minute chart for day trading. And we have this outside bar. Okay, we triggered. We came down through it. Then we had this bar. We came up, not even halfway, so we're not out of the trade, and we're down further. And then we come down further, and then we come down further. And guys, if you were in this play, again, you made your week with this play. Then you have this two down that finished green. Okay, so we came down, we finished green. Now as soon as we pass the top of this candle, we're in a reversal. We're two up now, two up green. We are two down green, which tells us we have a high probability that we're going to see a reversal. Now, would I play these? You could, but your time frame isn't there, okay? Your time frame is skewed. You don't have all green or all red. You did coming down, and that's the trade that we took, and that's the trade that we did over 100% on, okay? So a wicked trade on Salesforce, and it didn't take any time at all. Look, 7:30 we get in. This is 8, 8:30, 9, maybe 9:30. We're out of the play, okay? So 2.5 hours over 100% on CRM. Next, GME, and it wasn't any different than CRM. We nailed GME as well, but it was a different setup that I gave you guys, but it's still just as simple, okay? So look, we had this two up, means we crossed to the high of the previous candle, okay? We didn't cross below, we didn't stay inside, we didn't cross just below, we just crossed above, so it's considered a 2. It's a directional candle, it's a 2, and it's an up, but it finished red. And we had time frame continuity on our side to the downside. So knowing that, I gave you guys a put trigger here, okay? And the put trigger is 117.2. Did we trigger? Yes, we did. And all we did was follow triggers and follow target lines, okay? Now let's go see how this one played out, because this was also over 100% on GME. Okay, so let's go to the 30-minute chart and see where we got in. And here we go. First 30 minutes of the day, we are in, and we hit 1, 2, 3, good night. All 3 targets hit, done. See you guys later. We'll see you next time. And you could have even stayed in. Okay, so we came back up, and we didn't even, this candle did not cross 50%. We didn't come back to even, and we went back down. Realistically, if you were holding it true, looking for targets and the way we teach, and where we should get out, this was your first reversal. So we had a 2 down that finished green, and then we came up with a 2 up. Okay, so this is where you should have gotten out, but it was just above your third target. And again, over 100% runner on GME. So now we've gone through 2 plays. Let's call it even 100% each. So now you're 200% on the day if you took both of those trades. Okay, but even if you took one, you're 100%. And if you've taken the 20% like I've told you in the previous days, well, now you're at 180% or 280% if you took both plays. And that's why I say just hit those little base hits, be consistent with them, and every once in a while you'll find these big runners. And actually yesterday, the day before, we had a 100% runner. So 380% on the week. There's your month, guys. Okay, so let's go to Disney. That was another play that I gave out. Now Disney was a little different again because it gapped. Okay, we had this gap down at the open. Disney opened at the top of this red candle, and we came up and we didn't quite retrace. Now, when I play gaps, I go to the 15-minute, and this is how I play them. Okay, So this is our first big 15-minute candle. And coming through there, we hit all three targets that I laid out for you guys. Okay, but we had this 15-minute candle, and then the next 15-minute candle broke below. So at this point, if I wanted to, I didn't play this, but if you wanted to, it's going down. So you could take this trade, okay? And you could have played it however long you wanted. And again, Disney was 50% plus as well on this one. So this would have been an excellent play too if you would have played the gap. Now, if it would have come up the other way after this 15-minute bar, this would have been my target. The top of, or the bottom of yesterday's low range. So if we go back to the day, this yellow line would have been my target. Okay, so we'll go back to the 15 just to show you guys where that is, right here. Okay, and it's not a lot to hit that gap, but if we would have come back up, that would have been my first target to fill the gap. Okay, after we cross the top of this wick. Anyways, gaps are a different story. It's another video, but you could have played it to the downside and again made over 50% on Disney. So realistically, Disney didn't trigger for us, so we're still 2 for 2 out of the 5. We'll scrap Disney, and we're down to 4 plays that are possible. Roku was the next one, and Roku wasn't as good as GME and CRM, but it was good too. Okay, Roku, again, I gave you an inside bar. Okay, I gave you targets, and I gave you the trigger. I gave you a trigger to the upside, I gave you a trigger to the downside. I also told you we have time frame continuity on our side. Makes the trade even more highly probable that it works out. So what happens? We broke our trigger of 126.59. We hit target 1, 2, and 3. And it's good night, Sally. You guys had another banger of a play on Roku. Now we can go to the 30-minute chart and see how we lined up. Okay, let's see where we would have got in if you guys played this. Okay, so now we're on March 4th, outside bar, we trigger. Okay, in the play. Then we have our next 30-minute bar. Okay, we did come back up, but we didn't even reach 50% of the previous bar, so we should still be in this play. There's no sign of a reversal. Okay, the next bar, down further, and there we bust through our first target, and then we continue down. Then we have an inside bar. Okay, still no sign for a reason for us to sell. Okay, then we're here, and we hit our second target, and then we have this inside bar. So if we get this inside bar and we continue lower, well, we're staying in the trade. Okay, but we didn't. We came up, so this is realistically, if you're following the strat and the way we trade in our actionable signals, this is where you guys should have got out on Roku. Okay, and really, really good gains to be made there. If you didn't get out and you were following a different strategy and you stayed in, well, you would have made even more on Roku. Okay. And the last one is the Donald Trump stock, DWAC, Dwack. And again, another great play, although Dwack didn't trigger until way later in the day. I watched this thing go inside bar for a large majority of the morning. And again, inside bar, I gave you guys your triggers. And as I said, this is an easy strategy. We follow the candlesticks. The candlesticks are telling us what to do and nothing else. We don't need to draw lines. Okay, and while we're doing this right now, guys, just give me a quick thumbs up if you liked the video. I'd appreciate it. And let's continue on here. So we did not trigger to the upside. We did have time frame continuity, but it doesn't always work for us. So it stayed inside bar for a long time. We triggered to the downside and broke down. We did not hit first targets. But again, as I always tell you guys, if you have take your profits. If you have an opportunity to take profits, take profits. So let's go look. I didn't end up getting in Dwack, but I was watching it stay inside bar, and then I missed when it actually broke. But let's go to March 4th. Here we are. First 30 minutes, we're inside. Then it's an hour. Then it's an hour and a half. And it was the first hour and a half where we broke through. And then the second, coming up onto the 2-hour range, then we come down a little further. Then we have this inside bar, and then we break up. So At worst, you should have been, if you got into this play, you should have had a small loss on it. At best, you should have taken some profits somewhere along here if you could have. Okay, again, I didn't play Dwack, but there was opportunity to take some profits. We were at 95 pretty much to 93.65. Okay, so that's a $1.40, $1.35. And when you're trading options, that's a large percentage gain from here to here. Okay, so if you made 20% on that, you should have at least. If not, you had a small loss. Okay, so let's say we had a loss. We ended up 3-1. Okay, 3 big wins and 1 small loss. Okay, and then Disney obviously didn't trigger. We gapped. So I always tell you guys, if it gaps, your triggers become obsolete. Okay, that's it, guys. This is the easiest strategy you guys will find. If you find something easier, comment below. Let me know what it is, because I want to learn it. Okay, but that's it, guys. We nailed Lotto Friday for March 4th. I'm going to be putting out videos for our weekly setups for next week, daily setups. Is it the 2-day March 4th? No, we won't have a two-day setup for you guys, but I'll have the weekly and the daily setup, guys. Okay, like I said, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up and give me a subscribe if you like the video for more. Hit that bell so you get the daily notifications when I send out the videos, the setups, the reviews, the learning tools, the motivational videos, and give me a follow on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. And until the next time, guys, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.